Hello and welcome to the monthly music mix for August 2023. We'll all be covering all the singles and albums that I've listened to over this month. Starting with the singles, we have first we have Invisible Hand by Crosses. Invisible Hand is the first single from the new album by Crosses and expands the quality of their last EP. The song takes on the synth-heavy feel of Permanent Radiance and makes it more refined. Of all the random sounds in this track, as they make the track sound even better in my opinion. Also, Lucino's vocal delivery on the song, as he sounds great as always. Overall, I am really enjoying this track and giving it a mid 8 out of 10. Next we have Trauma Mike by Armand. Trauma Mike is the first single from the new album by Armand called We Buy Diabetic Test Strips, and it's a drastic change from their previous album. While her album was more mellow and laid back, this new single has an extreme industrial sound. I think Billy Woods and the Lucid are solid as always, however I just don't think they work well with this instrumental. I do think the song is solid and I'm giving it a light 8 out of 10. Next we have Double Trio by Storm. Double Trio is the first single by Storm, which formed on the Remains of Injury Reserve and is named after the last track on their final album. The single picks up from where By the Time I Get to Phoenix left off, with a more experimental sound on it. But the production on this track is great, Richie's vocals are great and powerful. Also, I really like the saxophone on this track provided by Patrick Hiroshi, as it really adds to the song in my opinion. And overall, the song really excites me for what's next from the duo, and I'm giving it a mid 9 out of 10. Next we have All My Friends Are Going to Hell by Kristin Hayter. All My Friends Are Going to Hell is the first single by Kristin Hayter and she ended the project Lingua Ignota last year. The song keeps the dark atmosphere of her previous works. However, this track is less painful in topic, but the production on this track is great as always, and Kristin's vocals sound amazing like always. I'm excited for this track's potential for what the new album will sound like. And overall, I am giving this song a high 8 out of 10. Next, we have Jaded by Spiritbox. Jaded is the latest single by Spiritbox and keeps up the consistency they've had recently. I love the synth lines featured on this track, and the vocal delivery on this track is stellar as always, and the chorus is extremely catchy. Overall, I'm really loving this song, and I'm giving it a light 9 out of 10.
Because I like JPEGs for the resolution, the color.
Finally, we have Woke Up and Asked Siri How I'm Gonna Die by Armand. Woke Up and Asked Siri How I'm Gonna Die is the second single from the latest album by Armand. The song, just like their other works, has great lyricism by both Billy and Lucid. However, what really elevates this track from their previous song from this album, in my opinion, is the production on this track by JPEG Mafia. I really love the dreamy and weird feel the beat gives off, and just how effortlessly Billy Woods and Lucid flow over it. And overall, with this in mind, I am giving this song a light 9 out of 10. Now, on to the albums. We have Perfect Saviors, The Armed. Perfect Saviors is the latest album by the rock band The Armed, and it takes on a calmer tone than their previous album, Ultra Pop. It's also the first time the band has fully revealed themselves, with them announcing an official lineup for the band. I feel like the compromises taken for this album take away from the overall quality of this project, as it is more approachable and doesn't hit as hard as their previous work. Only songs on this album that really reach this extreme sound of Ultra Pop is Sportiform and Modern Vanity. However, despite this, the album is filled with a bunch of great tracks. It's off the top of my head, there's FKA World, Modern Vanity, and Clone. And with this in mind, I am giving this a mid 8 out of 10.
Peace when I'm rolling around. Try to keep me close, but look how when I...
Next, we have Voir by Earl Sweatshirt. Voir is the long-awaited collaboration album by Earl Sweatshirt and producer The Alchemist. The pair work together with Earl's laid-back vocal delivery with the dreamy production The Alchemist gives off on this album. My biggest issue really is how it was released, as it released through a shitty NFT site instead of a traditional release, which is even more annoying since the fact that the album, when it releases on streaming services, will cut off some of the best tracks on here and the only means of hearing them is through the shitty side gala music. But overall, the production on here is great. I love like all the songs on here. The one feature on the currently available version is great. And overall, I'm really enjoying this album and giving it a mid 9 out of 10. Finally, we have Jigoku 6 by Mori Calliope. Jigoku 6 is the latest EP by VTuber Mori Calliope, notable for the heavy scrutiny that she has received before this project. However, in my opinion, this EP is way better than any of her previous works and doesn't feel like I'm suffering the entire time. Like, the worst songs on here just feel like slight annoyance. Like, I feel a slight annoyance towards compared to like what feels like torture on some of our previous works with songs like fucking Soul Food and Huge W, which are just complete garbage. However, some of the worst part of this album is probably just some of the production choices being completely like, what are you doing? Why is that the choice you made? And the track Future Islands just being completely boring and being cut off, it would have been actively better. However, overall, I am giving this album a light 6 out of 10. For some other recommendations, we have Nurture by Porter Robinson, Brand New Eyes by Paramore, Matangi by MIA, Are You Lar by MIA, and Live from the Dentist's Office by Injury Reserve. And with that, that will be all for this video, and I will see you in the next one.